Let us do some OBB AI. Jenners, what was the mission this week?
Well, I asked the AI, what do you do to forget about terrible losses?
Oh, yes.
I'm worried about your AI counterparts after this.
Oh, okay.
All of you.
Oh, Jesus.
You got issues.
Welcome to the I Orange Bowl Boys, Week 8.
Hey, do you guys know a group of tigers is called a streak?
Scoopy, we love you, but what the hell are you talking about?
Instead of preparing for the Clemson Tigers, I spent my time this week combing the internet for fun facts about tigers. I'm hoping it takes my mind off of Clemson so I can go into the week fresh.
See, on an entirely different avenue. I just drank myself stupid to forget about last week and the week before, and basically the last 20 years.
I went back to painting portraits out of vegetable oil. This time I painted Guidry getting flagged. It came out good, but it made me sad, so I immediately lit it on fire and danced around it in effigy.
Most wild tigers sleep for 18 to 20 hours a day. Dude, sign me up for that.
Get off Wikipedia and just drink rubbing alcohol until you go legally blind. That's what I did. I can't see shit right now.
And much like domestic cats, tigers like to run and play. I mean, eventually playtime means brutally mauling someone. Oh, no, crap. Now I'm thinking about us getting mauled. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen.
Would you like a shot of moonshine and brewed in my toilet? It's not safe to drink, but you won't remember anything.
Well, I forget all the cute things I've learned about tigers.
God, let's hope so.
And hey, who knows? Maybe when we all sober up, we'll have found a way to beat Clemson. So let's put the past behind us, shotgun some beers, and let's go Canes.
I wish I could have a pet tiger. He'd kill me faster than this bit is killing the show.
Bang.
Well, now we know why my stats were wrong. I couldn't see.
We need to get it like animated, like they're like in a cartoon universe.
I'm
worried to meet these guys.
I'm worried about them.
I know.
I'm worried about them.
Moonshine in your toilet. Moonshine
No,
you
but
brewed
that's
in your
called
toilet.
something. Jenners, what's that called? That's the prison wine. They do it in the
Jankum.
toilet. Yeah.
Isn't it called Jankum?
Or like Punja or something like that. I don't know.
Like
But
that.
yeah. Oh my
Punja.
God, it's toilet wine. They brew it. Oh, Jesus, in prison. Oh,
Oh, my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my
oh,
God.
that's great. That's great. That's fabulous. All right. So listen, there's some good news. There's some positive headlines out there. I know that the Clemson segment may not have been the most positive, but let's talk about X first of all. On pace to absolutely destroy some records. Certainly has a legit shot for single season receptions. Rambo's got the record with 79. He's got 47 already. Single season receiving yards is at 1172. He's already at 574. We're halfway through. If he can come back for another year, he could literally rewrite some of the wide receiver. He would be the all-time leading wide receiver in UM history. Also, TVD. And Rowe had a little tweet, but named top 20 quarterback by 24/7 Sports and number 4 in the ACC.
It's funny they have him number 4 in the ACC, but in terms of ACC and the stats, 6 games in, he leads it in percentage, 70.5. Passer ratings number 1, 171.77. He's first in TDs, first for yards an attempt, and he's second in conference with 286 a game. I'll be honest, it's kind of like perplexing to me. It's its own kind of conundrum. If you would have told me 6 games in, that's his stat line, I'd be like, okay, kid's having a really good year. But then if you would have told me he has that stat line and he's getting the criticism that he's been fielding, which is nothing new because there was a follow-up tweet to that. We've been at this a long time. I saw the criticism for Kaya, Malik. I saw it for Nkosi, Williams, King. It doesn't matter. It's what we do.
It doesn't matter.
base
And that's
does.
honestly, it's I don't know, it's pretty fucking annoying. I mean, you're 4-2, should be 5-1, right? And he's got all those, right? PFF's got him as the 5th graded, still as the 5th graded quarterback in the country, behind, okay, not people who suck, all right? Behind Penix and Shador and 2 other guys, JJ McCarthy and some other guy. So it's just mind-boggling to me. And if you look at last week, he still had a rating of 152. He threw 4 touchdowns at 400 yards. I mean, it kind of goes back to me bitching about us bitching about how everything's not perfect. He threw for 400, had 4 touchdowns. He had 2 picks. One of them was late, and it didn't matter anyway. And a rating of 152. And the fumble, not on him. For anyone who says it is, just knock it off. I mean, because now you're just being an asshole about it. It boggles my mind. And Roe's right. We criticize everybody. Kaya's got more. Is it touchdowns or passing yards? What's he got the record in? He has a record as the most something in the university's history. Tyler's got, I think, 52 touchdowns in 21 games. And we just want to bitch about it.
He's got 6 interceptions on the year. It's not obnoxiously high.
Yeah,
you played 6
Georgia
games.
Tech
You're
had
averaging.
3. He had 3, right? I mean, that's real.
Kaya holds the record for passing yards.
Listen, it's not the overall stats. It's because you come out of North Carolina, you were up 17-14. You come out, they score 21 points in the third quarter. Drake May goes off, and TVD was 5 for 6 with an interception for 38 yards. I mean, that's what folks are pissed about. It's not the overall thing, man. It's the fact that we're picking
21 points. Okay, did he give them 21 points, or were we not able to? Were we not able to cover a post and a dig?
Okay,
I talked about it in my keys. There were some coaches.
Not everybody plays perfect. Scoop. You're allowed to critique somebody if they're not playing great. In the last 2 games, he hasn't played nearly as good as he did the first 4. That's all I'm saying.
Even the last 2.
That's what I said.
The 404 touchdowns sucks. That's not good.
I didn't say that. I told you the last 2 games haven't been as good as the first 4. You're going to say that was wrong, or is that not correct?
The 5th game against Georgia Tech was not as good. The last
exactly.
game he threw for 404 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. And how about in the third quarter when the game ended?
They didn't have the ball. Tez Walker scores on a post by himself, scores on a dig by himself. They had the ball for
one of the reasons they didn't have the ball is because of an interception.
You're allowed to do that every now and then.
One of the things that, first of all, and I see it constant, and I don't think I'm going to bite on this. I might, but I haven't bit yet, because people try to tell me, oh, he's a one-read quarterback, and I don't respond to it because that's so far from the truth. Because, I didn't play at that college level. I played at a high school level, highly recruited quarterback. I understand it. But then when you watch film for a better part of 10 years, you kind of see some things. I'll point you in the direction of some film that have some, one read guys. People don't know. You have to make pre-snap determinations. Then you're watching a choice route. Sometimes you're watching 3 wide receivers in the same view. Right? There's things that he can clean up. I'll give you the ultimate. I'll go into the microscope on this one, boys. I felt Drake May was better with his head discipline and his shoulder. That's why our safeties were more cemented in the ground. And Tyler can do better there because he's bringing some of the safeties with him. I'll take you to that level. He's better with his shoulders. He's better with his head discipline. But it's not because he's staring down reads. All right, stop it. I'll do you one better. If you want to give me that, find me on YouTube, put all the clips that you want, as many as I do, and then we'll have that discussion. Until you do that, I'm going to tell you he's not a one-read guy, okay? Meet me on my side of the street, put it down on film, and I'll show you how he does it. I'll show you there's examples when he does, and I'll tell you all the examples that he doesn't. To unilaterally say he sucks, he can't read a field, he only stares at one guy, blatantly false. And you have a vendetta. You have a vendetta at that point. You do, or you don't know the game. It's one of the two, okay? Don't have a vendetta. All right? I don't. I'm not his agent. I'll never be his agent. I've done this independent of whoever the quarterback is. Right? Stop it. I don't know what to tell you. It's annoying.
All right. Anything else before we move on?
Let's move on.
O-line has been nominated as one of the 20 best in the country. They could be named number 1. Seems like an honor that is well deserved.
I mean, look, they've looked fantastic. Only 8 pressures a game until UNC. UNC gave them some fits, but only 8 pressures a game for the first 5 games. That's damn good. You consider how much our quarterbacks, all three of them were on their ass last year. And that's pretty damn good. And we're rushing for over 200. Are we still over 200 a game?
I think we might be down to 191.
Okay.
But my
So
stats have been
we're
faulty.
close to it, right? Plus or minus a few. Just give us, go high. But yeah, I mean, look, they're playing well. They're playing really well. I mean, I think, Malinois had hit probably his worst game on
left tackle too
on Saturday. Yeah, I mean,
tackles got beat,
those
and that was rare on film.
Beat him pretty good.
Yeah. All 6 games, and like I said, and we added this earlier. When you're in a position, you're playing from behind, and you got to throw a lot of down. The advantage tips to the defensive. Back, They pin their ears. You're not really keeping them at bay. It was the worst game collectively I've seen both our tackles play out of all 6. I think they'll clean that up. Listen, in the country, University of Miami is tied 22nd with Florida State, ironically enough. They're only giving up 1.33 sacks a game. You can live with that. 1.33. Remember,
there's 21 teams better than that.
Go back. Well, you got like Air Force and stuff like that. Like, obviously they don't really, they throw the ball.
But that's
like
a
4
lot of
times
teams better than 1.3 sacks a game.
Yeah, there's a couple. Washington's actually doing a really good job too, keeping Penix clean. That's one of the things. They only give up 0.67 sacks a game.
Holy crap, dude.
Mm-hmm. Duke doing a really good job as well.
Well, I mean,
they're ahead of Miami.
That guy anyway.
Well,
so
right.
Do they have a backup quarterback? Or is there any chance they can pull off the upset against FSU? I mean, do they have anybody after Riley Leonard?
He's out, isn't
he's
he?
out. Yeah, no, he's out, bro. Yeah, exactly. And he's going to be most likely be out for Louisville next week as well. Bro, like, yes. Why are you all fuzzy?
I don't know. I'm back. Sorry. I confused my
You're all out of blur.
Like faded into the ether.
Right?
Yeah, I was going into the Matrix there.
All right. So one thing I can tell you for sure, that we need to turn around fast. Miami has the worst turnover margin in the ACC play with minus 3.5. It was at 9-2 the last 2 games. I mean, bro, this has to fumbles, intercept. It all has to stop. Has to stop. Like, you can't, not going to beat Clemson turning the ball over 2 or 3 times. It's not going to happen. No matter how well you play, it's just not going to happen. How do we stop this? Fuck.
I remember I said this on social. I said, Mario's going to wait for it. They're going to say, we work on ball security. He's like, his comment, I think, and I quote, was, to say we work on like ball security is like the biggest understatement you could ever have. Football's fluky. You got to go ahead and watch, see which ones you can correct, see which ones that are just part of football, just ones that come up to my recollection. Okay, the Parrish fumble going in, you got to put that on the running back. Okay, Don Chaney's fumble really wasn't a fumble. Okay, wide receiver goes the wrong way, you could clean that up. Totally lose sight of a linebacker because he's behind your right guard. Yeah, you lose sight of him, but you know what? You got to understand that the linebacker was there at some point, so you got to account for him. Somebody playing banjo coverage to go ahead and get you. That's happened. That's a good play. Listen, so even on that interception against Georgia Tech, I'd be like, dude, if my safety or the plays that the safeties did at Georgia Tech, I'm applauding our defense. I mean, they made good plays on top of it, right? It's just fluky. It's just the way football is. So I don't know. You just law of averages. That they're not terrible.
Yeah, it can't continue that way. The trend, I don't believe.
You wouldn't think, but this is University of Miami.
I go back to the absolute epitome of what we've been dealing with for so long was the Parrish fumble and the very next play, the strip sack, right? And their tight end who got beat for the strip sack is there to pick it up and run it out of the end zone, right? I mean, those were the 2 plays right there. You were like, I know what's happening. Yeah. I mean, that's Miami Hurricanes football in a nutshell.
I wanted to I was hoping we could make fun of UCF, but it's tougher when we're staring at 0-3. But they're about to be 0-4 in the Big 12. I know, but they're about to be 0-4 in the Big 12. I think they got Oklahoma.
They have Oklahoma this week?
I believe they do. Yeah. So how's that major conference working for you?
Right? The big boy conference.
Yeah. They've been very silent. They've been very quiet over there on the West Coast. Been fascinating. They're normally very loud.
Haven't heard much from them.
You really haven't? You really haven't.
They're not real fans.
Well, they were real fans for the national championship they had.
Only when they win. That's right.
They were
Only
as
when they
real
win.
as that national championship.
There you go. That was good. That was well done. That's a good segue there.
Not bad. All right.
Yeah.
Bang.